USA Mojo Homestead, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We are so excited about what 2024 has for us on the homestead. I personally like to do like a goal of the year, a personal goal of the year, not really a resolution, but things that like stick out to me that I want to work on. And we of course want to do that for our homestead as well.
Yeah.
So we want to bring you along for that.
Yeah, so every year we kind of come up with a list of goals and projects.
Yeah.
And we like to share those with you guys when we get those. So that's what we're going to do today, just kind of talk about what we want to focus on really in different areas of our homestead and things that we're going to be working towards this year. So this year we don't really have anything like, I don't think, major, but I say that and then we get into projects and they end up being major.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and do that. I mean, one of the big things is the greenhouse, and we've already started that. That was a project for last year, did not get completed. So that's kind of our like big project we want to go ahead and wrap up and finish. But there are lots of other things that will carry us through the whole year, and some things we're going to be looking at doing differently, and some things we're kind of possibly adding, and so we want to talk about that this video.
Yes. So last year Jeremy totally redesigned the garden and the layout. We expanded the garden as well. This layout I love. I often come out here and walk, sit in the bean teepee. The layout is going to stay. I don't know if it'll stay forever, but for now it's staying. The big thing, really gonna focus our efforts on our soil health. The more I learn about how the nutrients in our food is tied to the nutrients in our soil, obviously healthy soil helps you have healthy plants. It also helps fight off bacteria and a lot of the things that you use, pesticides and fertilizers and all those things, they're actually unnecessary if you have really healthy soil. If you've been following us since the beginning, you might know that this is where they had actually like the dumpster. This soil or this land was uncovered and depleted. So we've heavily focused on bringing life back to it, and we are going to continue that really in that back corner right there is where we've seen the biggest issue. And in the part where we expanded the garden last year, we really need to put some effort in that space as well. You have a garden this big, it's hard to put compost on all the areas and have enough compost to put it on all the areas. So we have really good friends, Stan and Dina. They're local homesteaders. They've been very gracious and they've blessed us with their compost and their soil, and we have been so thankful for that. But it's really time for us to really focus on doing it ourselves and using what we have on our property to really amend and care for our soil.
Another thing that we want to focus on are our birds. Chickens, turkeys, meat birds, all things birds. So I'm in the chicken pen, which we actually never bring you guys in here. So welcome to the chicken pen. There's a couple of kind of minor things with them that we're going to focus on this year. One is I need to fix their fencing, but figure out a way to get it up better. It's nothing that we've really stressed about because we have chickens that kind of find their way out anyway, and we don't really have an issue with losing chickens that are free ranging. And so the biggest pain is that they will start to get comfortable outside the coop and start laying outside the coop, which that's one thing that it's a little bit annoying. It would be nice to eradicate that problem. But speaking of eggs, that is one thing that we are going to be taking advantage of this year. I was gifted with an amazing Christmas present, an incubator, and I am super excited about it. So we are going to start incubating our own eggs and raising up those chicks so that we can just have that continual renewal of new hens. In the past, we've just let the hens raise them if a hen went broody, but we haven't had a ton of success with that. And so we're just going to kind of take back over that job and do it ourselves. Also, having the chicken tractor and everything, we do have a better setup for brooding chicks. So that's one thing I'm excited about. The other thing that has to do with birds are the turkeys. We did do turkeys for the first time last year and loved it. But this year we're going to move to more of a heritage breed and actually keep a tom and a hen for eggs, because we want to be a little bit more sustainable in that area. And so that's the other reason we wanted an incubator, so that we could gather those turkey eggs and raise up turkeys every year, and we're not having to rely on having to buy them every year and everything that goes into that. So that is one thing that we're going to be looking at this year, and coming up with some type of structure or figuring out how we want to keep turkeys long term on our property.
So I'm in our orchard. The orchard is one of my favorite things about our homestead. The fact that we have such a small homestead and still can have this small orchard just makes me so excited. But the one thing that we want to focus on in the orchard this year, or continue focusing on, is moving more towards that food forest feel that we've been learning about. The way we're going to implement that this year is we are going to try again to plant some corn. We tried corn last year, we weren't successful. We have some ideas on how we can fix that this year. And we also would like to put more of our squash and maybe some pumpkins out here as well. So we went ahead, last year we laid the mulch in here. That was to kill all of the grass and get a good layer of organic material to start breaking down and feed that soil, so that hopefully all of our food that we plant in here will be able to be well fed and will produce.
So the big thing for us 2024, and we hinted at this in the last video we put up when we did kind of the year in review, that we would be moving towards adding something to the homestead. And this area behind me is actually, I'm right on the property line, so this is our neighbor's property, but they have given us permission to use this section of the woods behind us. Now, they are the same neighbors that we raised the pig up for, and they've come and helped us several times process our chickens and stuff like that. So they are all into what we're doing, 100% supportive, and so it's just really cool that they're allowing us to use part of their land for this. So what am I talking about? Well, we are wanting to move forward with getting sheep, because we want to have a red meat option, but we don't have enough space for the cow. So we're going to start moving towards getting infrastructure in place and all of that. And we may, small chance, add them this year, but I'm thinking we're just going to really take the year to start getting everything ready for them. The biggest thing is going to be, obviously, if we use this area behind us, clearing out a ton of trees, and that's just going to be a really long process. They've already given us permission to do that. He basically said you can do whatever you want to, we don't use that section of the land. One of the first steps in moving in that direction will be using our pigs that we're going to be getting this year, and eventually getting them over here once we get electric fencing and everything up, so that they can really start to clear out all of the underbrush and kind of, you know, clean up the ground and get that prepared, because we do want to have the sheep on pasture. So we need all of this cleared out, or at least most of it cleared out. That's a big project. Might be a year or two, we'll see. Have no clue really on a time frame, but it is definitely something that we're going to be very intentional about moving forward with this year, and using things that we already have to help us start moving in that direction.
So those are our big homestead goals for the year. I have a personal goal of obviously continuing and boosting kind of the soap business that we've started. I'm hoping to add a couple more products, and also just really get into a good routine on making and getting them curing, because if you don't know, it does take, depending on the type of soap, 2 to 5 weeks for it to cure. So it's a process, but one that I'm hoping to kind of get in a rhythm for this year.
The website where you can go to order them is in the description of all of our videos now, so be sure to go check that out. We've had a really positive response, a lot of like really good testimonies too,
Yeah.
of people that are using the different products and everything. So
Yep.
It's exciting. I'm so excited for her with this. So, highs and lows?
Highs and lows.
I'm not going to throw you a curveball.
Good, because I don't know if I can handle it right now.
I'll go first. My high for this week was, I don't know. It has been a not fun start to the year. So I'll come back to my high and start with my low. My low for the week was I woke up January 1st not feeling good.
Yeah.
And we always do kind of an out of town trip. We were traveling back that day actually. And by the time we got home, I was running temperature and just pretty much down for most of the week with sickness and everything else, which then went to some other people in the family, unfortunately. So it just hasn't been a great start, but we're all on the mend. We're all good. Now I'm ready to like move forward with 2024.
Yeah.
So that's good. My high, I do know what it was. It was shrouded in the sickness, but Selah, our oldest daughter, turned 15. Oh my gosh, like how is that even possible?
I don't know.
So that was definitely my high. Just being able to celebrate her. I was sick that day. Also, Cass was sick that day, unfortunately, so we didn't really get to do much on her birthday. But being able to kind of reflect back on 15 years
Yeah.
with our oldest daughter was special.
Yeah.
Crazy, yeah. But yes, definitely was my high for the week.
My low was also clearly the sickness. I got it, Joe got it. So that was not fun. But my high is also, of course, Selah turning 15. It's been really fun just to look back and think back. I've been doing a lot of like reminiscing on her life, and 15's a big deal. She's gonna start driving soon.
Oh,
Lord
gosh.
help us all. But anyway, so that was a high. Another high was we went back to dance, and I got to see our dance family, and they are like family. So it was good to see everyone and all the staff and be back together. So that was good.
We thank you guys for joining us on this first video of 2024.
Yes.
If you guys have not hit that subscribe button, we would love for you to do that. We invite you to do that. We appreciate each and every one of you who have done that already, and just become a part of our YouTube family, to follow along with us and to keep up with all these things that we've just talked about on this video. We're definitely going to bring you guys along for that. And hit that like if you like this material. And always, if you know anyone that you think would appreciate this material, or especially in some of the videos where we do a little bit more teaching or talking about how we do things, sharing that with those people. That is a huge help for us, because a personal goal for us this year on this channel is to get monetized, and we are getting close, guys. I'm not ashamed to talk about that. That is kind of a goal of ours on there. Not to make a living out of it or anything by any means, but just to get that monetization point. So help us out.
We're so close.
So anyway, hope you guys have a great week and a great year. Let's just say a whole year. Until next time, be blessed.